Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MasScout here, and welcome to my first Blender tutorial on the channel. I hope to do a lot more of these. I really like using Blender. It's really fun to use. So if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to go down below and hit that like button right now if you wanted to see more Blender tutorials. So, what is Blender? Well, as you can see here, Blender is a 3D editing software. It's completely free, but it rivals some of the bigger paid softwares out there. It can do so many different things. It can render animations, it will create pictures, you can use it as a video editing, which is what I use when I make my videos. You can use it as motion tracking. You can even make games in Blender. But today we're going to be using the 3D editor to create an intro or an animation for a video, and then as demonstration I'll be creating my own intro that you guys saw at the beginning of this video. There are 3 ways to create the subject of your video. You can use text, you can import a logo, or you can model a logo. So we'll go in this order. So using text is by far the easiest way to create a subject of a video, because all I have to do is I'm going to delete this cube by hitting X and delete, and then I'm just going to Shift A, come down to text, and voila. So I'm going to actually hit Tab to go into edit mode, and then just type in whatever I want. So MasScout, my name. And then after I do that, what I can do is I can go over to set origin, and then geometry to origin, so that the text is actually centered on the little cursor, which was in the origin or the center of the entire 3D viewport. So once you've got that, you can come over to here and hit font, and this is where you pick your font. And right now it's the default Blender font, and so in order to find the font, you have to load a font from a new title, and then you're gonna have to go over to C, Windows, find fonts, and you've got all your fonts right here. So what you want to do before you start doing this, go into a Word document, figure out which font you want to use, figure out what it's called, and then you can come in here and just search for it. So the next way to create your subject in Blender is actually not in Blender, 100% in Blender. And this is importing a logo. So if you have your logo, and I'm going to pull up mine, mine's currently in black and white, and you want it to be in black and white for this. So what you can do is, if you're using Windows, you can just click on the video, or picture rather, and then just go over to edit, and then come over to adjust, and then color, and then just drag this all the way back. And then of course mine's already completely black and white, so I don't have to do that. But anyway, so once you've got your picture completely black and white, you're going to come over to Inkscape, which you will have to download. It is also completely free, and there are other programs like it. So what it is, Inkscape is an SVG image creator. So my image right now is what's called a bitmap, or raster image, and it uses pixels to create the image. And Blender doesn't really take that as a 3D object. So what you need to do is create a scalable vector graphic, or SVG, out of the image. So what you want to do, File, go to Import, and then find it. Let's see where I got it. There it is, right there. Just open it. Okay. And then you're going to want to center it so that the entire image is within this little canvasy thing. And then once you've got it there, go up to Path, Trace Bitmap, which is Control-Alt-B if you like to do that, and hit Update. And it's going to have a rough sketch. It'll produce a finer, more detailed image, I promise. And then hit OK. And then, so it's done it. Now you hit X, File, Save As, and then you title it whatever you want. So I'm going to call it MasScout SVG. And then you'll see here it says Inkscape SVG. And then you can also change it to plain SVG. There's no difference. It doesn't matter. So just hit save. And then now you can come into Blender. And then what you're going to want to do is Control A. And where is it? Hold up. Gotta find it. Where is it? Oh, I think it's import. Import. Yes. It's import. Come into scalable vector graphics.svg. Click it. And then you want to go over to your pictures, and then it's going to have your SVGs. Just double click on it, and then you're going to want to zoom in really small. So click it, click set origin, geometry to origin, and then just scale it up. So ta-da, there is my new SVG image, all colored in, all nice and neat. And then once you've done that, just go into 1 or 3, doesn't matter, whichever you want. And then, okay, that's right, you might want to go into orthographic mode first by just hitting 5. And then hit tab to go into edit mode, hit A to select all, yep, and then hit E to extrude, and then hold down Z, and what is it doing? Yeah, sure, we'll extrude it that way. Then we'll extrude it. No? Well, hold that thought, I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured out what the problem was. It's currently a curve right now. So what you gotta do is, am I in edit mode? Yes, I am. Okay, select the image, click Alt-C, and then mesh from curve metasurf text. Click it. Now, you see it has become a mesh. So now, if I go into one of these side view modes, and then I hit tab for edit mode, make sure I'm selecting it all, hit E, and bam, now it works. And I can actually click the little camera button and see that it does actually work. So it's kind of ugly right now because it's all black, but now you have a 3D object of your logo in Blender. And so that's the easiest way to import your logo. And the next way is not so easy. Okay, so the final way to import or put your logo into Blender is to actually model your logo. And this is the hardest way to do it because you have to create the logo in Blender without any external software. And there could be a few reasons why you're doing this. I did this when I first made my logo because I didn't want to get Inkscape. I didn't want to be bothered by it, didn't really know how to work it. So, or you just don't have a logo. That's definitely a possibility. So, if you do have a logo and you want to just model it because you don't want to use Inkscape, I'm just going to go and do mine top down, hit 7. I'm an orthographic view, as you can tell. I hit N to bring up this little tab right here. You can also do it by clicking this little button. And then you're going to go to over here to background images, check that, add image, go to open, and then I'm just going to go ahead and reopen the, where is it? There it is. The PNG that I showed you in the beginning. And so now it's in the background. And I can change the opacity, make it almost invisible, completely there, or just leave it at halfway. So now my logo it's blocky. It's made out of straight lines, like triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms, all that good geometry stuff that you learn in school. So what I'm going to do is when I'm creating it with mesh, I'm going to use either a plane or a cube. Now this is up to you. I prefer using a cube because planes give me problems sometimes. But what you have to be careful is when you're using a cube, like let's say, okay, so let's say I'm gonna drag this over here, scale it up so that the bottom actually matches the logo. So if I were to go into edit mode, right, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm going to drag, use B, by the way, I'm gonna drag these points up. Go, alright, looks good, what is going on there? So this cube, I didn't select all that entire side, I just selected these 2 points. What I needed to do was select all 4 of these points and then drag it up and then drag it out. So the way around having to go into that weird view is hit Z, and now you're in wireframe mode. So I click the 1 point, going back to top down. I can hit B. Whoop, just kidding. I hit G. Hit B, select them all, and now I selected the entire face. With a mesh, you don't have to worry about that, but like I said, it has given me problems in the past. I don't know why it gave me problems. I had to end up recreating the entire logo with cubes, but that's how you would model a logo off of a logo that you already have. Now, if you were wanting to make a logo from scratch, Blender's not a bad place to do it. It's a 3D viewport, so you don't have to worry about getting proportions right, because you can just literally just build it in relation to the camera and it'll work fine. So it's modeling, it's not that bad. If you want your logo to be have squarish shapes or blocky shapes like my logo does, you want to use planes or cubes. If you want circles, then you obviously use circles. Cylinders, cones. If you want anything donut shaped, use a torus. I mean, that's pretty much it. Just mess around with it. It's super easy. It's not all that complicated. But yeah. So let's say that you already have built your logo in Blender, but you've built it in a different file. So if you wanted to bring your object of your logo into this Blender file, you would go up to File, Append, and then you would go into your Blender files and find the file that your logo is in. Go to Object, find the specific object, so for me it's going to be cube.016, click it, and then click Append, and there you go. There is your object, and it has even retained its colors. But that's going to be it for today's video. Next time I'll cover texturing and lighting, and then finally I'll actually create the animation and show you guys how to render it. So I'll make this a kind of 3-part series. So if you did enjoy this video and you want to see the other 2 videos coming, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button while you're at it. I appreciate any and all support on all and any of my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.